Yo, what's going on, guys? We back at it again.
Yep,
Shout
let
out
them
to
know.
my boy Nicavelli.
And this is Real Talk with Nick.
You already know, this is Worldwide coming straight from Harlem with it, man. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, man? Talk to me, man. Nick fan.
Yes.
Oh, you
partially.
Partially.
I'm Lakers, purple and gold in the veins, but secondary, I'm a Knicks fan. We home. That's the home team, you know?
All right, we got to clean them veins out, man. Get some
one
orange.
day.
Get them orange
we
and
gotta
blue.
bring some gold home first.
All right, man. Now talk to me, man. A lot of shit is going on. The New York Knicks gave up the 11th pick when we speak of a guard of Osman Dane.
Yes.
Do you think that was the right move? Let's start there.
As far as the draft picks go, I feel like the Knicks probably should have kept a pick to build around a youthful team.
Why you say that?
I say that because the Knicks have a tendency to not draft the best player in the draft and miss them by one mark. Or they'll trade the player that they drafted and that player flourishes somewhere else. And I don't want to see that happen with the guy that was picked at the 11th and they traded, you know?
Yeah.
But they have a plan for the future, which isn't 100% clear yet. But they're moving towards something. As a Knicks fan secondary, I really truly hope that it's on the up and up because we're tired of the heartbreak and we're tired of being like, yay, let's go Knicks. In the middle of the season. We're tired of it. We want W's. We want playoff appearances. And we're not going to get to the finals yet. Just get us in the playoffs.
I hear you. And when we speak of guards,
right?
Do you think this kid, Jalen Brunson, who they threw the bag at, man?
Right.
We got his pops as an assistant coach.
Right.
You know, and now we are inquiring Jalen Brunson, who, by the way, I don't know if you was aware of this, the Knicks got caught up in some scandal.
Yes, sir.
You heard about it?
Yes, sir.
Elaborate on that.
So with the whole Jalen Brunson thing, in my personal opinion, I think the Knicks are nicking again with him. They're striking big, but they're going to strike out. They're swinging big, but they're going to strike out. Jalen Brunson was good in the playoffs this year. I'm not trying to take anything away from his game. He was good, but he's also playing aside Luka Doncic, which is a bona fide superstar. And I know Brunson showed out in the playoffs in the first round when Luka was hurt. I do get that. And that was very important. And I guess that's what enticed the Knicks to do what they did and throw so much money at him. But I feel like they could have got a better guard, younger guard. And also with the whole situation that they got caught up in with the tampering, it goes a little deeper because Jalen Brunson's father, Rick Brunson, is now the assistant coach of the Knicks. And his agent was his father's agent, which is now an executive in the Knicks front office, if I'm not mistaken. So if you just want to connect all the dots there, you can see what was really going on. The guy was pushing for his son to play with him. And with that being said, you come into New York, we have a shitload of cash, excuse my French, so we're going to throw it back at him. He's not worth $100 million.
104 to be exact.
To be exact, he got a little bit of change on the top. So that goes to tell you what's going on. I think his father probably pushed a little bit for that, you know, but I don't see him being a superstar in New York.
All right. Now, Jalen Brunson been catching a lot of heat from Knicks fans when we speak of the bag that he acquired.
Gotcha.
Right. Let's talk about his upscale. Okay. I mean, he is in the NBA. He is an NBA professional ball player.
Right.
Can you pinpoint anything when we speak of Jalen Brunson that make you say, well, damn, I could see why they even brought his name up, why he was the topic of discussion to begin with?
I would say, first off, I don't want to take anything away from the guy's game.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like you said, he is in the NBA. He worked hard. He got to live his dream out, and he's still doing that. You get me? It's only 400 players in the NBA at one given time. You know?
Right.
So 400 jobs is hard to come by when you're trying to get in there. I would say this, though. His upside, I don't know what his ceiling is. I just, in my heart of hearts, don't feel like he's over the top. But I would say he does have a good game.
Now,
He's shifty guard.
right?
He plays good pick and roll. He has a decent jump shot. My thing is he's a little small.
I think
You
he's
know?
6'1".
Yeah, if he was 6'1", I'll probably have a little bit more confidence. In
No, he
Jalen
is
Brunson
6'1", I think.
If he was about 6'3" to 4, I have a little bit more confidence in him. You know, Mighty Mouse, he's gonna get to the hole. He's gonna do what he gotta do. I just don't know if it's a strong enough game with what else is on the Knicks to catapult us into where we need to be, which is the playoffs.
So when he was on Dallas and he was playing alongside Luka,
Yes.
what did you see that you're not confident enough that won't come to the Knicks as far as his performance?
He'll be a great role player, like a number 2, perfect. As far as the Knicks go with his position, they're giving him a superstar's rollout. And they throw the bag at him. They give him 104. They're treating him like he is the next savior of New York. If you want to speak on something, he got 104 million. RJ Barrett is the only guy in his draft class that hasn't re-signed yet. Knicks, what's going on? You got to pay him first before you throw up money to Brunson. In my humble opinion. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? I feel like RJ is the future of New York. Him and Mitch, and quickly, will be the future of New York. If the Knicks don't nick and trade them away. But I don't know what they're doing now. I know they re-signed Mitch. Mitch has been re-signed, and
Yes.
he is the first person on the Knicks to be re-signed on a rookie contract since Charlie Ward, 1998. It's ridiculous. So this is what we're dealing with here. Incompetence inside of the organization not to see the future. So
you think they paying Mitch a little bit too late?
no, I think they did the right thing by Mitch. I think they need to do the right thing by RJ and not focus so much attention on Jalen. Because to be truthful, anybody who's going to bring the Knicks out that hole is going to be RJ. It's not going to be little Jalen Brunson. You're asking for him to have like a 30 clip a night. It's not happening. It's not happening. The same thing's going to happen with the Kemba situation. Oh, yeah, Kemba, but we kind of knew Kemba was on a decline because of the injuries.
Now, speaking of Kemba, right? Do you think we could have got more out of Kemba if Tom Thibodeau was a little bit more acceptance of him coming to New York?
100%. 100%. That goes back to the last video that we had. My disgruntled feelings against Tom Thibodeau. You work the guys into the ground, and I get it. They're professionals. They're getting paid millions of dollars. You're grown men. This is what you're supposed to be doing. But in the same token, recovery time, muscles, joints, things like that, it takes time. And I know they have all the money in the world, all the masseuse, and just general knowledge and education about body and how to recover. I do get that, but I also feel like in the coaching scheme of Tom Thibodeau, he didn't give enough guys enough chances. You get what I'm saying? As far as the young guys that's on the team, and also as far as Kemba Walker. Kemba did have a good 3-5 games in the beginning of the season. Then he got benched for some odd reason. And then when he came off the bench, and if I'm not mistaken, it was like a 40-point loss, but he did have 40 points. So he showed you that he can still produce.
Right.
You know, so I don't know what happened with that. I think it was just more of a relationship kind of situation when it came to Thibodeau and Kemba. I don't know if they was feeling each other. And, you know, it's unfortunate because it's a hometown, homegrown guy. And we would have loved to see him flourish and really do something for the team. But, you know, I wish him all the best of luck in his future endeavors.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. When we speak of the second unit of the Knicks,
right?
You had a great point guard in Derrick Rose.
Yes.
Okay. Now, some say Derrick Rose come to the end of his career, injury prone, but when you have him on the floor healthy,
right,
he's quite effective. For the past 2 years, right, Derrick Rose been mentoring Emmanuel quickly
Yes.
to play at the one.
Yep.
Okay. 2 years he's been doing this, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I feel like you don't have to know that it's
2 years passed, and we bring Jalen Brunson in.
Right.
Now, some say Emmanuel quickly is not a point guard. Some say if you polish him, he can because he was playing that position while he was in Kentucky.
Right.
Do you think it's a slap in the face to not continue to work with Emmanuel quickly and develop him versus throwing $104 million?
If
To
I
a
was
guard.
Emmanuel quickly, would I feel slighted by that action?
That's what I'm asking.
Slightly. And if I was Derrick Rose also, because I feel like Emmanuel quickly is a good guard. To me, I will compare him to somebody like Tyrese Maxey, like a combo guard. He could play in between the 1 and the 2. You get what I'm saying? I would feel slighted because I would feel like, where's my opportunity coming from? Are y'all going to give me a starting role? Are you guys going to move me and position me to the 2 and get Fournier out of here? What is the end goal here? Because now we're loaded up with 3 guards. We have Derrick Rose, which I'm sure should be healthy. He had a good offseason, coming back strong, ready to play. You have Emmanuel quickly, who would think he's next in line to succeed Derrick Rose and run this team. But now you just dropped $104 million on Jalen Brunson, so it's kind of hard. You're putting those 2 guys that are vets and ingratiated in the team on the back burner for this new guy. So as a player, as a human, would I feel slighted? Initially, yeah. But then I will have to see how it plays out. I'm not going to bring bad energy into training camp or into the team because at the end of the day, you need numbers. You need depth. People do get injured, and next man up is always the call. So, you just have to look at it like that in a professional manner.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you've seen an interview I did with Kevin Williams.
Yes.
We spoke on the point guard position and bringing Jalen Rose in. He was saying that Marcus Smart and point guards like Drew Holiday, it's going to be too much for him. You agree with that?
Too much for who?
Jalen Brunson.
I would agree with that because he's small. He is small. He is small and stocky, but he is still very small. He will have trouble with a guy like Drew Holiday, who is 6'3", lanky, and one of the top 3 perimeter defenders in the league. You get what I'm saying? He's going to have problems with a Luka Doncic that he just left. You get what I'm saying? Just because the mass of body size on these gentlemen. He's quick. I give him that. I give him quick. I give him intelligence. He can make a good pass. He can make a good shot. Got a nice little floater. But like I said earlier in the video, I don't know if that may be enough.
You don't think it's going to be enough?
I do not think that's going to be enough.
Do you think it'll bring touches for RJ?
I would hope he opens it up for RJ. I hope he opens it up for RJ. And, he might have some help. He might have some help in the veteran lane. I don't know if you have heard the news, but last week, hometown hero, Knicks legend, even though he didn't really do too much, Carmelo Anthony may be coming back.
How you feel about
to
that?
the Knicks. And if he comes back, this will be it. This will be it. Mike Jack retiring after that. So I'll be happy to see it if this is like, farewell tour. It'll be cool, try to run in the game, see Carmelo. Because I was at D-Wade's last game when he retired at the Barclays Center, and Melo had the ball on the side and faked the shot, and we all was like, damn, we miss Melo.
Yeah.
So if he does come back to the Knicks, I would appreciate that because, they need some veteran presence, man. They need some veteran presence there. We love Melo. I hate to see him leave the Lakers, but I'll be happy that he's back home.
Yeah? And what that mean for a player like Julius Randle, man? Who, by the way, if his game is going to be the way his body is conditioned, Woo!
It looks enticing, right?
Yeah, did you see him?
He looks great. Yeah, no, he looks great.
Yeah, my man looked top.
He's chiseled. He's
Chiseled.
in shape. But you can be in all the shape that you want. If you don't have any moves, you're not gonna score. And that's my biggest thing with Julius Randle. He doesn't have any moves.
What you
can be
mean?
as
Elaborate,
strong
man.
As you want. His post moves isn't strong. His dribble isn't strong. To me, he's not fluent. I feel like he gets stuck.
Okay, now when the Knicks was 4th seed,
Right?
everything that you say he lacked of,
Right?
was he lacking then in your eyes?
Yes. Honestly, I felt he was being highly aggressive, doing what he needed to do. Excuse me, guys. But with that being said, I don't think he can go that deep into his bag of fundamentals. I don't think he have that many skills to choose from. Like we say, Kyrie is the most skilled in the game. He got dribble. He could go left. He could go right. I don't feel like Julius Randle has that much in his repertoire to pull from. I feel like he could go in the post, hit you with a bump or two, hit you with a nice little spin move, and maybe a hook shot. That's it. His jumper is not really consistent, especially from the three-point. He's a decent free throw shooter, but that can be better. If I'm not mistaken, his averages was in the 70s from the free throw line. And he hardly was getting in the free throw line last year. Don't get me wrong, he was doing a lot last year. He had to handle the ball, try to facilitate, which he isn't that kind of player.
Right.
Which kind of maybe hindered him and made his numbers look so shoddy last year.
Okay.
But in the same token, I feel like he needs to extend and expand his offensive packaging and get that jump shot a little bit sharper. You know?
Right.
Get that jump shot a little bit sharper. I feel like he doesn't really need to be in the post that much when you got Mitch and when you got an up-and-coming star like Jericho Sims. Have you seen this kid?
Yo, in the summer league. Yo, you see how Jericho? Let's talk about Jericho, man.
Whoa, I like that kid.
I didn't know he had ups like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he got some bounce. He's really strong too. He's a solid individual. I seen the game 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. The kid had 4 alleys. You know, so it's like you're not gonna get an alley every game.
Right.
You're not gonna get a dunk every play. Don't get me wrong. But with that being said, it just shows his athleticism. It shows his eagerness to get to the cup.
Right.
Now, if we get some playing time and we get a good guard, Jalen Brunson, maybe.
Okay.
We'll run a nice little pick and roll with him. We'll see what can happen.
Now,
we'll see what can happen.
Going back with Jericho Sims.
Right?
Do you think he's gonna be a good backup for Mitch?
I feel like he will be a good backup for Mitch. I'm liking what I'm seeing in the summer league so far. Like I said, it ain't nobody's perfect. He still got some things to work out. But for right now, he's looking good. He had a couple blocks in that last game, so defensively, he's doing what he needs to do. And that's great. I do feel like he'll be a solid backup.
Right.
I think it'll work. As far as him, Randle, and Robinson, I don't know. That's a little like a log jam. The offseason isn't over yet, so we still have to see what's going on with Randle. I'm hearing a rumor, and I hope this doesn't happen.
What's
Please,
that?
Knicks, don't Nick. I'm hearing a rumor that you guys are looking at. Well, last year you guys was looking at Braylon Haywood,
Right.
from Charlotte Hornets.
Right.
I don't like him. I don't see him. He's not a killer to me. You know, he's a good guy, but he's never was the same after the injury. He's not the same guy he was in Denver, you know? And I feel like the Knicks are trying to throw him a bag just because they think he's a good player. And with that being said, he'll be traded probably for Julius Randle, considering Mikal Bridges just kind of messed up his situation in Charlotte, and now they need a forward.
Right.
So this is just things that's going around the rumor mill.
Right.
I hope that it doesn't come into fruition. As much as I don't like Julius Randle, I would not want Gordon Hayward for him.
Okay.
So with that being said, just hopefully the Knicks don't go that way and just stay solid with the team that they have.
All right. Now, when we speak of the salary cap,
Yes.
do you think if the signing of Jalen Brunson got the Knicks in a situation where they overspent,
Absolutely. Absolutely. For Jalen Brunson, 4 years, if I'm not mistaken, 104 million. Listen, I know the money is all over the place. 104 million to a normal guy like me sounds like $1 zillion. But for the NBA organization as a whole, it's nothing. They're throwing out 250 like it's a quarter, you know?
Right.
So with that being said, I don't know if it's going to affect the totality of the NBA and the Knicks, because we're going to buy them tickets even when the Knicks is losing. They've been losing since the 70s, and we still selling out. So at the end of the day, I don't feel like James Dolan cares that he threw 104 at him, because he know that's going to come back opening day. You know?
Pretty much.
So
Pretty much. And as far as Julius Randle, some say the reason why Julius Randle's still on the team because no one is willing to pay.
his contract.
Yeah.
I can believe that. The Lakers are stuck in a situation like that currently with Russell Westbrook. And it goes the same with Russell Westbrook as it does with Julius Randle. You guys don't have that much offense. You don't have that much offense to choose from. And now that you guys are getting older, athleticism is declining a little bit, you're kind of being exposed, especially in the half-court setting. It's being exposed. You guys can't do much. You don't have anything to pull from.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's going to be hard for you to be that superstar that you once was and pull your team out the trenches into the playoffs, because when you get into a situation at half-court set, especially in the playoffs, the defense is going to collapse.
Mm-hmm.
Once they collapse on you and you don't have an efficient enough one-on-one isolation game to make a move and get to the bucket, they're Xing you out the game. We're going to X you right out the game because we know what you're capable of doing. So you're going to get bottled up. So it's going to be a 4-on-5, and let's not hope it's another player with no offensive skill on your team. Now you're basically playing by yourself.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So you get stuck. So
Right.
I say, just, open up that one-on-one ISO game. I don't know who to work with, you guys.
Yeah.
I ain't a pro at the NBA level. I played a year pro here and there, but I don't know. You guys probably need to get with Kyrie. Get some of them dribbles.
Nah, we don't want Kyrie. We don't want Kyrie.
Oh, no. We want Kyrie in LA.
Yeah, y'all can have him.
Kyrie.
Y'all can have him.
Come back.
Y'all can have him. We don't want him. Not because the skill is not a part. It's the off-the-court issues with him, man.
That's what everybody
And maybe
says.
it might work with y'all with the Lakers. It seems like LeBron got a way of keeping him in check.
Right. That's what everybody says. But aren't we all human?
I mean, yes.
I feel like we're being hard on him because of his opinions.
Yeah, but...
And everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. The sitting out, not the vaccine part, but the sitting out the year before that, just, that is a little confusing when you don't communicate properly to your team, because at the end of the day, that's your job. So you have to communicate properly to them and let them know what's going on. Hey, I've got this going on in my life, and I need some time off to decompress. And if you communicate properly, you should be okay with that. As far as everything else, him being villainized for not taking the thing, I don't feel like that was even stand up by nobody that came at him. Because at the end of the day, that's his choice, his body, to do what he wants to do.
Fair enough.
And it's other athletes in the league, I'm not going to name any names, that has not taken it.
Okay.
And it's not that much publicity on him. He has to know that, hey, listen, you're in New York City.
Yeah.
You cough too hard, we're going to be on you.
Yeah.
So, that goes with that.
All right. And last but not least, man, my man Tom Thibodeau, is this the breakthrough year
For him,
as a coach
this is the make it or break it
for Tom
for
Thibodeau?
Tom Thibodeau. If he don't do anything this year, I think it might be over, in my humble opinion. Don't get me wrong, he's a great coach, and I don't want to take anything away from Tom, because he's great. Defensively, did you see what he did to the Knicks? Not last year, but the year before.
Yeah, he was 4
He
seed.
had those guys on a string.
Right.
But I feel somewhere, somehow, he lost the guys.
Okay.
Probably maybe running them too hard, like I said. They just kind of got discouraged and was over him. And it happens. It happens. I think that kind of happened in Chicago, too.
Yeah.
He runs his course. I hope he does well this year. I hope he can bring the Knicks to a winning season. I'm not asking for a championship. Just a playoff appearance, a good effort. Just be competitive, guys. That's what we want. And I'm sure he wants that too. And he's not the guy that's on the court in the forward line shooting and dribbling. So you can't be that hard on him. But those X's and O's got to be a little bit better in them rotations.
Right.
Not even the X's and O's. The rotations.
And speaking of rotations,
have to be better.
Where would you like to see Obi? When we speaking of rotation,
I would like to see Obi remain a Knick. James Dolan, keep Obi Toppin. I understand he's 23 years old, 24 years old, and that's old for the NBA for a guy that's in his second, third year. I get it. But the guy is good. The boy good.
Yeah.
So keep him. Develop him.
Right.
And if you're not going to develop him and you are going to eventually let him go, trade him for real assets and real players. Not picks, not money. Because at the end of the day, we traded for all these picks. But who knows if the picks are going to pan out?
So basically, you saying the Knicks are still trying to buy a team
Yes.
instead of develop a team?
Yes. And at this current juncture, I think they may be in the middle.
Could that be the reason why we hear the ambulance going by? Because it's that much of a fucking emergency for Tom Thibodeau
They know.
to start developing the motherfucking team.
They know.
Damn. So that's what that emergency ambulance was going by for.
Yeah, because you're trying to split the team into two. In my eyes, it's kind of split into two. You got the vets over here, you got the young boys here.
And speaking of vets, right? I'm glad this is it. Kemba Walker, gone. Alex Burke, gone. Taj Gibson,
my man. Shout out Taj, babe.
Gone.
First shot. Gone.
So what vets do we really have?
Julius Randle.
I mean, he got more youth
Than anything.
than he. So it's gonna be kind of.
Derrick Rose.
Oh, it's another vet.
We have Derrick Rose.
So two vets
Two vets.
and a bunch of rookies.
Yeah, basically.
And I'm curious to see how that panned out with Tom Thibodeau, man.
So maybe they do hear what we're saying and they're turning the leaf to go younger. Because Jalen Brunson's about 24.
Yeah.
So maybe they're turning the leaf to go younger. We'll see what happens this season. I hope the Knicks do what they need to do and wish him the best of luck.
Yeah, so that way we get
secondary Knicks fan.
Yeah, you gotta get that yellow and purple out your shit, man. I mean that's another thing. Nigga Valley out here converting Knick fans, man. My man got.
He tried.
I mean, you almost there, baby. You got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know about.
Hey, listen. So I'll say it like this: my veins is purple, gold, and a little bit of orange. We'll take that.
Nah. Listen, man. Harlem Hospital is this way, y'all.
Oh man.
Where I'm pointing.
Oh.
We'll get them there. We will get them there, and we out.
We out, babe.